Here at Nkosi Talk Shows, Find Your Own Voice, Lead from Within. So with me today, I'm with the Carol Ann Cooper. How are you, Carol Ann?
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Cool.
So the topic today is this is your life. Stop pressing pause for the perfect moment. How many times have you said, I'll start once things settle down, or I'll go for it when the time feels right? The truth is, many of us live in a state of pause, waiting for the perfect relationship, the ideal job, the dream body, or someone's approval before we allow ourselves to fully live. So, but life doesn't work like a perfect edited movie. It's a mess, unpredictable, and often inconvenient. So waiting for everything to line up perfectly only leads to missed opportunities, regret, and life half lived. So, Carol Ann, you chose this topic. Would you mind to explain to our audience what was the motivation behind it?
Mm. It was something that was said on the talk that we did on Sunday
Mhm.
about the do's and don'ts of waiting for your destiny partner. And it was talked about, live your life. I think it was Claudia that said, live your life. Um, get out there, don't wait around. And I thought it was be a great opportunity to explore, well, what does that mean? What does it mean by live your life? And what is sort of the pitfalls of waiting, and why do people wait and hang around, and maybe look at, well, what is the difference between sort of a healthy waiting and that emotional procrastination. So that's where it came from. I just thought it'd be great to explore it. You're muted.
I I think you intend to pause our lives. We think, oh, I'm gonna do this when this happen, when do this happen, I'm gonna do it, and we end up waiting and not doing things that we are meant to be doing. So I think it's important to actually just go for what you want to do. There's never going to be the right time. So just recognizing the habits and fears that keep us stuck, I think, is important, and also reclaiming our time, voice, and path, no later than like to say the now. Let's do it now,
Mm, mm.
not tomorrow, Carol Ann.
Not tomorrow, exactly now.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Let's do
it's
it
it's
now.
knowing, well, what can you do now in
Yeah,
that sort of waiting. Um, so living your life, what does it actually mean to live your life?
yeah,
And as you just said, it's about embracing the now, what, accepting where you are right now and just not wishing it away. And I know I've done that in the past. I've been so in the future thinking, oh, planning and focusing on something that's going to happen a year away. And I realized I'm just not in the moment, just not in the present. And so you're actually living your life and wishing it away, and you're not actually living your life in the moment. So it's finding value and meaning in the now, not just in the next moment or in the next day, the next month or next year, right now in this moment. What can you get out of this moment? What can you bring to this moment that would actually enrich your life? So so you actually feel alive and not just sort of hanging, you know,
yeah,
because it doesn't actually begin when someone else joins you. There is no beginning. Your life is already happening.
yes,
It started when you know, um, well, as soon as you were conceived in the womb, and but when you're actually born, there's you're living your life is then in that moment. Um, and even as a baby, you're just exploring. You're in the moment. and very sort of present to what is, and very much in your emotions or reactions. But as you grow, you become more conscious. You're able to, it's not so reactionary. It's about responding to the moment, but it is about being still in the moment. And yeah, are you in the moment? And how can you bring yourself into the moment?
Are you in the moment?
Are
How
you in
can
the
you
moment?
bring yourself
Yeah.
in the moment? That's that's powerful. I think there's so many people who actually hold their lives. They hold themselves because
Mm.
they're like, yeah, I'm going to do this when this happen. And I like it when you say it's finding value and meaning in the now. Because when you have a meaning of life, when you value what you want to do and what you have and where you need to be, and just valuing that life, knowing that you don't have to be things don't have to be perfect, and acknowledging like and getting on being honest with yourself that you're putting your life on hold. Is it for the right moment that you're waiting for? What does that right moment looks like? Because me, I've never met the
Mm.
right moment, Carol Ann. Whether is it a job or whether is it finding the love of your life or whatever,
Mm.
I've never really. I think the only difference is if it's dating, you have to make sure you're healed. And once you are healed, then you can find, start dating and stuff. But there's never a right moment to do things. Um, Even if you can go for counseling and have as much confidence as you have, you're just gonna have this fear. Fear always come. There's always gonna be this voice that says you're not good enough. So the only thing that
Mm.
you have to do is just to speak to that voice and say, no, I am, and actually just get on with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
actually, when you say there never is a right moment, the right moment is right now.
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah,
think it's recognizing that now is the right
yeah,
moment.
yeah,
And what does that right moment look like? That's a great question.
yeah.
Well, actually, from what I've just said, it's about, well, look around you right now. Where are you? What's there? Because as I've just said, the right moment is right now. So it's recognizing whatever's around you, whatever you're feeling, whatever's happening for you right now is the right moment. And it's the right moment to take action. Because if what you want isn't here right now, whether it's money, whether it's a relationship, the partner that you're after, the job that you want, then right now is the right moment to do something towards it, because it's recognizing that here is a moment where you can start growing. As you said, it's about growing, doing some inner work, doing some um, reflection, you know, well, what's happening, and just sort of looking around you and saying, well, what's happening? What am I feeling? What am I doing right now? And just become aware of, are you just sitting, waiting, thinking that actually the right moment is in the future? It's actually catching yourself, because in your mind, there might be part of you that's actually put the right moment into the future. So again, yeah, how can you bring yourself into the moment? It's actually just becoming very present to what's around you, looking, listening,
Flow.
feeling what's happening inside of you,
Yeah.
body sensations, can bring it into the right moment. And then you can say, right, well, what action have I been avoiding? What action do I need to do? I've been perhaps been putting off that would help me move towards where I want to go. And that's, you know, doing things that light you up. What excites you? Because if you're not excited and alive right now, what activities do you really enjoy doing? And that's why I joined a Mahjong club. And well, last year I was going to Mahjong regularly. Other things have now come in, so I don't go to it as often, but I enjoyed it. Because I love playing games. And Mahjong is a great game to play. The only thing I found was they didn't do the whole scoring bit. They just got to the point where if someone goes Mahjong, that's it, game's finished, and that person gets um, a mark in the book. Whereas for me, there's a whole nother aspect of scoring, and that actually informs how you play the game, the strategy that you play. So I'm at a point where I'm going, I'd really love to play the game properly, fully. So yeah, it's finding things that bring you alive that you really enjoy doing. So what are some things you really love doing?
I like it, Carol Ann, when you say it's like you're finding something that you love doing and just going for it. And you said also acknowledge what is holding you back. And I think it's really, really important. I think for me, the things that I love doing, I just love anything to do with sports, just to keep myself active. I
Yeah.
like dancing, I like music.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like those kind of things. And also I like to activate my brain and studying. I don't like reading and studying. I don't like just to stay not educating myself. So I like doing all those like kind of things, like finding courses that are relevant to what I'm doing. So I don't like
Yes.
to, yeah, like it's either if I'm not doing like a course, I'm doing research. So I like researching. I like doing things, keeping my brain going. I like keeping my body active and all those things. And also, I like helping people. Like if I'm not here at Nkosi Talk Shows, I'm with Pastor Henry and his team, helping them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just
Nice.
it's just those things that I just do what I love to do,
Mm.
not like putting things on hold, saying I've got to do this, I've got to be that, I've got to. There's no such thing as like doing things perfect. First, you got to start somewhere.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
once you start somewhere, then you develop that, whatever that you're doing. And I think if you're waiting, you have to ask yourself why you're waiting and then go deep. Why do you feel the need to wait? Sometimes it could be fear of failure, fear of being judged by people. So you know what? Whether you're good or you're not, people always find something to say. So understand the roots that gives you power and just go for it. And if
Mm.
it is the people that you worry about, or worry about being judged and worry about being failure, guess what? What I've realized is failure is not forever. So you have to keep
Mm.
going. Whatever you do, you keep going. Let people talk anyway. People like to talk. It's like people talking, give them something to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be the latest gossip, eh?
Yeah, give people something to talk about, honestly.
Oh, I love it. I know what you're saying about things that aren't doesn't have to be perfect. It's right. It's actually acknowledging that it's perfect in its imperfectness,
Yeah,
wherever whatever shows up, whatever is happening. And I love your question. Ask why are you waiting? And
yeah,
I know just recently I realized that I've been waiting, and a lot part of me's been waiting for a long time, and I really got present to it because I'm waiting for somebody to take charge. And although I sort of had an awareness, I've had awareness of that over the years. There's been that element, that part of me. It really became very clear a few weeks ago. And it was like, why? Why are you waiting for someone to take charge, to take over, or to take the initiative and to lead? And I realized that that's been with me pretty much all my life. And it's time to stop. It's time for me to take the initiative. So I've been hanging around waiting for um, someone to work with or to do it. So I just suddenly thought, no, why don't I just put a message in the local group that I'm part of, Facebook group, and just say, anybody want to meet up and do some work or do some writing? Because then I'm waiting for someone local. And unless they put yourself out there, no one's just going to suddenly show up at your doorstep saying, knock, knock, knock. Oh, I thought do you want, because they don't know until you
Yeah.
actually put it out there and you do something that goes, hey, I'm here. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'd like. And if someone shows up, they do. If they don't, you put out the message again. So I've had one person say, yes, they're interested, but I'm not sure whether it's the right one because I can't meet on the day that they've said, but I'm going to put the message out there again, just refine it and see who else shows up or reword it, because it's a big group and it's local people, local to me. And even if it's just one person, just that we can meet up regularly, it's doing it in person is what I'm looking for. So yeah, I recognize I actually started sinking into that waiting zone again right now. So this conversation is great. Get up and
Yeah.
get moving. Get up and get
Yeah, you
moving.
have to get up and get moving because
Mm,
if you don't make a move, no one will make a move for you.
no.
So you just have to also notice the cost. What is it costing you? What opportunities have you already missed by pressing pause? Could be time, relationships, growth, and let the reality hit because that will be a wake-up call when you start looking at things like what is it costing me?
Mm,
And just go for it. We intend to. I think what holds people back the most is people uh, fear. They think that they're not good enough. And
mm,
when you have the wrong friends as well, they tell you that that's not like you because everybody seems to think they know everybody, but actually we don't. Me, I've learned that the hard way that if somebody tells me they're doing this, all I have to do is to support because that every human being is capable of doing the impossible.
mm,
So yeah, it's just supporting that person. So I think you have to find people that can support you. And if people can't support you, for me, I put God first in everything else that I do. And I just ask God to bring people around me that can support me. If there is fear within me, I tell him that there is fear within me. Can we swap the strength? I need strength
oh,
for
that's a
me
good
to
point.
go on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Can we swap? I like that question.
Can we
Because you
swap?
hand it over. It's handing it over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can we
Give me
swap?
your strength, God, so I can go
Yes.
on.
Yeah. Lovely. Because that strength is within you.
Yeah.
And it's actually by asking to swap. For me, it's not about him giving you his strength. It's about him waking up inside of you, the strength that's already there, you know? And I think that's the power because
Yeah.
that's what can do in that prayer by handing over what, the holding back or what's the fear that's stopping you. It's actually asking him to wake up that strength and courage that is actually within you. Um, So I love it. Yeah. And I think that is very often forgotten too easily. So that's a really powerful tool um, and practice to have. So getting into the moment, doing anything that uses your senses in the moment, become aware. Something I've just been doing recently on a course that I'm on. He says, just rub your fingers together and the tips of your fingers and feel and be aware of the ridges, so just very slowly. And can you see how what happens to your thoughts and your attention? You're literally in the moment, and everything else goes, all the worries and the clamoring voices.
Yeah.
So that, and again, that's a sense of touch, so there are other senses, like I said, just look around you, just look and study something very
Yeah.
closely. Again, that brings you into the moment. So yeah, if what is it costing you? Great question. Because it's not, it could be money, it could be your health, your
Yeah.
peace of mind, or you might just find yourself eating while you're waiting. So you're putting on weight, and therefore you're not comfortable with yourself. You're not able to then exercise as much as you want, and it just becomes a vicious spiral. But also, it's your time. How much time has it cost you in waiting? Because money, yeah, you can get more money in, earn money. It can, you can replace it, but your time
Yeah,
and
time is precious.
time is precious. And that's something I'm becoming very aware of. I was beginning to think, when I was younger, it was like got all that time in front of me. And now there's a part of me going, you haven't got that much time in front of you. As much as I think, no, I'm going to live for, a lot longer. There's still an element of, I'm not in my teens, I'm not in my 20s where everything just seemed to stretch out a long, long time ahead. Being 71, it's like the part of me goes, yeah, there's not so much time ahead, even though there's more than I thought a few years ago. It's like, no, just keep healthy. It can increase your life by being healthy, by doing the inner work, by making sure that you are enjoying every moment. And if you're not enjoying the moment, become present to that. What is it that has you not be enjoying the moment? What is it that you've made something mean? And is there an element of waiting for maybe someone to make everything right for you, make everything happy? you know, well, guess who can make yourself happy? The only person that can really make you happy is you. So if you're not happy, just explore what was it that happened, because you will have made that mean something about yourself. And when you can separate the two things out, well, this is what happened, this is what they did, this is what they said, this is what I made it mean. And where you've done this, that's where the emotion is. That's where the upset becomes, the anger, the depression, just separate it out. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh. So again, you're taking charge of the moment. And in that moment, I've done it so many times myself where I've been, stewing over something. And then I just stopped and I said, what happened? Oh, they said this. Well, what have you made it mean? Oh, yeah. Is it the truth? No, it's a story I made up. And all of a sudden, I can breathe. My mind relaxes, my body relaxes. I'm back in the moment, So really recognize what's happening each and every moment. Yeah, do that, answer that question. If you've been waiting for something, and I think it's something I'm very aware of, keep waiting. What's it cost me? It's cost me a lot of time waiting for somebody else to take the initiative. All these years, it's crazy. But sometimes it can be so hidden, you're not fully aware of it. It's like it's quite insidious. It's quite deep and controls you. It's when you become aware of it, you can do something about it. Mm.
Yeah, I think that is really, really important. Like what you're saying, that you realize that it's costing you time, that you're not taking initiative. And also you said the keeping healthy, you've realized that like with your age is keeping healthy what is important and enjoying every moment. And
Mhm.
you've decided to actually do something about it
Yeah.
and going and do these activities, which is really,
Mm.
really amazing. I see pictures sometimes on Instagram. I'm like, Carol Ann is on fire.
Yeah, it feels good. Feels good again, you know. I feel a lot.
Yeah.
I sometimes sort of go in my head, it's like that number's there and a part of me, but my body doesn't feel that. It's like it doesn't equate because I've got that energy again. Um, as I was saying the other day, um, I was able to zip up the steps that was it last Friday morning, up the steps of the station to the platform to get the train. Two at a time I went. It's like, wow, I have the energy to do that. I mean, I used to be able to run up two at a time. Maybe I might even get back to doing that. Who knows? But at least I can step up two at a time, you know, and get there and manage to get on the train. So in the past, I'd have gone, oh no, let it go. I haven't made it. And so it gives you that energy.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That aliveness. And it sort of brings a youthfulness into your life, you know? And that's got nothing to do with age.
No.
Feeling youthful. No, absolutely nothing to do with age.
That's what I always tell people when they say men, because you find women who are single, they say women, men now they go for younger girls and they don't go for them. So I'm like, where do you find these men? And I'm like, you find these men on so like on the dating apps, or you just find them, but there's just that one person that is meant for you. Not everybody is meant for you. So I always tell them that just because men that you meet, they go for younger men, women, it does not mean that you can't date. The dating, like nobody has to date because men are going for younger men. I was like, it means they're in denial. They're getting older, they're in denial. To them, they're looking for a woman for modeling. They're not really looking for mature woman.
Mm,
Because no man that is looking for mature woman will just go for younger girls only and just to date them. Why? For me as a matchmaker, if you're 16, you want to date a 20-year-old, you got to tell me why. I'm just
yeah,
curious. I'm
yeah.
like curious because the 20-year-old the end hasn't got a clue about life. They're still finding
Mm,
themselves. But at least a 25-year-old, they little bit getting mature and stuff. You can find mature who are 20, but if you're 60 and you
mm,
want to date that, for me, I want to find out what's behind it. So I think it's just believing in yourself and believing that there's that one person that is for you
mm,
out there. And
yeah.
even if it's business, and knowing that you can start a business anytime and do whatever, or whether is it university, you can go and study. You get to decide, determine what you want to do with your
Mm,
life, not age. Age doesn't define who we are. Like you say, you went two steps, but before you wouldn't. You
mm,
went two steps because to you now life is about joy.
yeah.
So that's what is in your mind is joy. It's like Carol
Mm.
Ann just wanna live a life. Want to live,
It's
not to
going for it.
yeah, go
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
all right. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get there, you know. I've got the energy.
Yeah,
Yeah. And the determination. It was like, no, I'm going to get this one. Don't want to wait for the next train.
yeah, I'm just gonna get this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's if you so what was coming out here is that it's focusing on your health and your energy because when opportunities arise, you've got the energy to go for them
Yeah,
rather than sitting back, because you might miss that opportunity because you're waiting and waiting. Your energy isn't hasn't you haven't got that get up and go, and it can deplete your energy. So your opportunities might just zip you by because you're not actually aware of actually the opportunity. I remember I was at a retreat, on a course once, many, many years ago, and I was looking out of the window, and we were out in the countryside, out in South Wales countryside, and there was the the hill, and sort of down in the valley below there was a river, and I was sort of looking at the river, and then I was away. I was just miles away in thought. I wasn't in the moment. And then something caught my eye, and I just looked at the river, and there were some beautiful coloured canoes being paddled along the river. And then all of a sudden went out of sight because there was trees on the river bank. And I thought, gosh, if I hadn't become present in that moment, I'd have missed that.
yeah,
And it was such a beautiful sight to see because they were so colourful. That's what I remember caught my, it's like, oh gosh, oh, isn't that lovely? And that really brought it home to me. I was away, in thought. I wasn't in the moment. So what might you miss if you're not being present? And sometimes it is nice to daydream, give yourself that time. But I think it's just allowing yourself to have a daydream, but then bring yourself back to the moment and not stay in daydream all your life, because that's where I lived most of my life as a child. I recognize that very much. I was in dreamland. I wasn't, I was up there all the time. And I'd be thinking about or wishing it was somebody, there was sort of like a particular lad that uh, I liked, and I was sort of dreaming all the time about um, how would it be with him, or how could I get together, or it never happened because it just wasn't going to, but it was always in my head. And so I think back now, I wasted a lot of my time because I was dreaming, you know, I wasn't in the moment. So don't make fantasies out of what might be. Actually stay in the present moment with what is, because then it becomes real. If you do the inner work, you stay in the moment, you get your health. When somebody does come and they come into your life, because you're very present, you are very present to them and to who they are. And fantasy doesn't come into it. You don't suddenly go, fantasize about this person. It's real. So this is the work you can do while you're waiting, is to, where are you fantasizing? Stop fantasizing. Come into the moment. What is it that's causing you to fantasize? Is it safer? Because is as you mentioned, Nomsa, is something sort of, there's fear going on that if it did happen, what then? So address those fears, get present to those fears, because those, will only sabotage the person that you find yourself with. They will not be the right person because they're answering your fears, you know.
yeah. It's what you're saying, Carol Ann, is really, really important when you say be in the moment and get rid of fantasies. Some people actually live in fantasies, and
Mm.
they don't address the fears. And it's important to actually, because fear will never go away, it will always be there. So me myself, I just go for the things, not because I'm 100% confident. I just trust in God. I just say, God, let's see when we get there. So, and also
Mm.
accepting that risk is unavoidable. Living fully means, like Carol Annie is saying, it means stepping into uncertainty. Security is not the absence of risk, it's your belief that it handles what comes your way. Like when you say, don't live in fantasy. And also letting go of approval from people is really, really important, because the people tended to wait for someone's validation, their choices. And some people live people's lives, not theirs. So approval can be nice, but it's not necessary.
Mm.
So, like for me, like you say, you are in the live in the present moment. Notice when things come, like you say, you've noticed when you were in the present moment, you notice things that brought you joy. But if you hadn't in that moment, if you were not in that moment, you would have missed that. So I think it's really, really, really important to actually really, really be in the present moment. And like you say, Carol, and stop wasting time.
Mm, yeah. Stop letting it go by. No. Have some adventure.
Yeah.
If you want to travel, go traveling. If there are things that you love to do, go and do them or find someone to do them with.
Yeah.
Explore. Don't be frightened to explore what's there to explore. Um, and just exploring life without needing to have someone there. Because it's living your life is actually saying, I am enough to begin, to bloom, and to build now. And it's refusing to shrink, stall, or stay still while waiting for love or approval or even the right moment. So it's, I am enough now. Just recognize that and say that to yourself, I am enough. And if there's a little voice inside that's going, no, 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 and you can feel that shrinking, then there's the inner work to be done. Who is that inner child that is going, oh, no, no, no? What age is that inner child? And if you're not comfortable with doing work like that, then that's what we're here for. Reach out to us because we can hold that space and help guide you to uncover and unlock and heal that voice such that whatever part of you is shrinking can be with you in that exploration and that adventure in life in the moment and take on new challenges and stop waiting around, and just literally celebrate life in every single moment. I started buying myself flowers more often now. I'm enjoying having flowers right here in front of me on the windowsill. I open the curtains and there's this beautiful bunch of flowers. And I never used to do that. And it's something that I've done through working with somebody else. And she said, well, what are you going to do to celebrate this? And I went, oh, I'm going to buy a bunch of flowers. So I started doing that now because it just reminds me of what we've shifted, what I've now set as an intention or what I've cleared away for. But it's just a joy. And I love just sitting here and looking at them and watching them come from bud, open up. And then as they start dying and just letting go of their petals, where some are still okay and others are not. And then eventually, these are starting to go over now, the ones I've got here. But they've been here almost a month. These particular flowers last quite a long time. I got them in bud. And that's what I really enjoy these. So there are others don't last quite so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what brings you joy? What brings you joy? And give that to yourself. A bunch of flowers doesn't cost a lot. And they last. And someone said, oh, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah. It's just doing things that truly, truly the things that you love. And like you say, Carol Anna, you said refuse to shrink. Because
Mm.
some people, they shrink away, they are unhappy, they become unhappy. And you said to know that you are enough in the now. And people always say, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna do this, my body. I'm like, if you don't feel enough with the going to the gym, is not gonna do anything. Honestly, you have to, inside of you has to be greater than what's on the outside.
Mm.
And just like when you're saying like celebrate life, I think it is those moments where like you appreciate when you get up in the morning, appreciating what you have and appreciating the life, the things that you have accomplished. It doesn't have to be titles or anything. For me, the things that I appreciate the most is life, my children, people that I've crossed paths with, like past and future, and just having that life, getting up in the morning and
Mm.
knowing that I have a second chance to live. For me, because I know that when I'm breathing, when I'm going to the kitchen in the morning and saying there is no milk or there is nothing in this, can
Mm.
somebody first, before I send somebody to go get milk and just start morning, I know that someone else in a hospital that they're being told they have this or the member of family is gone, whatsoever. So I
Mm.
have to acknowledge that I am lucky. If there's no milk in the fridge, I just go and check what else can I eat without complaining. What else can I
Wow.
have? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, nice.
I've completely like my mindset has changed because
Mm.
even if I don't have what people have, for me, I have enough
Mm.
because I know that for God to bless me, I have to appreciate what I have first, and then He will
Yeah.
be able to bless me. But if I don't appreciate what I have, then He wouldn't be able to bless me because I don't appreciate. Even if He blesses
Mm.
me more, I'll become more miserable, wanting more. So I go to me, everything is a blessing. And
Mm.
the things like what when you're saying be in the present moment and refuse to shrink, it's just like accepting that life it has joy if you give a meaning to it. Even if you become a millionaire or a
Mm.
billionaire, you're miserable. Tony Robbins makes money just to teach people to be happy.
Yeah.
So what's the point if you're gonna work
Yeah.
hard, Carol Ann, and you become miserable? So might
Mm.
as well live in the moment, live
Oh,
in the
yeah.
now, and
Yeah.
just enjoy this life that we have.
Mm. And be thankful for what you've got. And I love what you were saying, you know, rather than going, oh, I want that sweet, but I haven't got it, or I haven't got any of that. And that's what I really wanted. What can I eat right now? What have I
Yeah.
got? And very often I'm very good at pulling things out of the cupboard or out of the fridge and just throwing something together, you know, and just go, okay, and it's making do with what you've got. But actually, you can create some amazing, tasty meals, you know, or something
Yeah.
to eat. So, and as you say, it's just being grateful for what you have got. And this is where I think a gratitude journal helps you to
Yes.
stay in the moment, and it's giving that thanks for what you have got. It's being grateful for what you have got, what has happened in your life, and even being grateful for what hasn't happened yet in your life that maybe you're waiting for or wanting to happen. Because then maybe, you know, there is a healthy waiting because sometimes something hasn't arrived yet.
Hmm.
So there is an element of waiting, but it doesn't mean that you stop everything to wait. It's just acknowledging, well, that hasn't happened yet. And I am still waiting for it to happen. But, you know, it's being honest with yourself about how you are emotionally. It's about actually actively living, doing something in the day and each day while you're waiting. And actually, I love this phrase that I've seen. It's feel at peace not paralysis. So it's actually just being peaceful, not feeling paralyzed because you're in the moment. You're grateful for what is happening and what has happened and what is about to happen or what is about to come your way. You know, it's just rephrasing it. And again, we go back to what we say, it's in language, isn't it? Each time it's look at what you're saying to yourself because everything has meaning. It's in words. That's how you create your reality. It's in what you say to yourself. So it's like when this is quite a cloudy day out today, and I know a lot of people go, "Oh, what a grey day! It's not very nice." Well, for me, it's cloudy. It's yes, it is a bit. It's grey and it's cloudy, but can you feel the difference in how I'm saying it? I'm not going,
Yeah.
oh, it's like, making it all wrong. It's looking at it and voicing it in another way. So it's not as hot as it was the other day. No, it's got a nice bit cooler. So it's quite nice. It's a nice bit of a breeze and quite enjoying that. It's a change. So it's recognize what you're saying and what words can help you be in the moment, but be grateful for the moment, grateful for what's happening. That bit of cloud cover, it's, creating a little bit, ooh, bit cooler. I've just hit my desk. It's like, oh, that was a bit painful. Okay. Um, so actually, healthy waiting is rooted in intentionality and growth. So you're in what you're doing, you're being intentional with your day and you're growing. Emotional procrastination is actually rooted in fear, self-doubt, or avoidance, which is what we've been saying. There could be fear there. You're not allowing yourself to do something. You're avoiding going out. You're avoiding doing a task or making a phone call because you're fearful of how the conversation is going to go, or that maybe you don't know what you're going to say or think you're going to be good enough. Or it's about just making that call. It's about going out. And then what happens? And if you've worked on your emotions such that you can, whatever happens, if it's not quite what you want, and you go, oh, you can go, okay. In that moment, yes, you might go, oh, but you breathe and you let it go. And that's what can happen when you've worked on your emotions and you have that emotional maturity to actually deal with the moment. Oh, okay, that didn't go quite as I wanted it to. What can I now do? How can I now move on? Rather than being paralyzed, it's being okay and grateful for that moment of learning because it means you can grow from that moment. It's a growth opportunity. So recognize it in different ways. And yeah, emotional procrastination is where you're telling yourself someday without taking the steps. Oh, someday. Well, yeah, healthy waiting is what we've been saying. Okay, it's going to happen, and I'm taking these steps towards it. You're doing something about it.
I like a healthy waiting, doing something about your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really, really important to, like you're saying, Carol, and healthy waiting and doing things and being intentional as well. You said being intentional with your day as well is really,
Mhm.
really important. And also you mentioned like postponing joy until like I think people have to stop postponing joy until they deserve it. You don't, they think you have to earn it, but you don't enjoy, you allow it. It's something that you have to allow yourself to be happy, allow yourself to be who you want to be. If you want to lose weight, allow yourself to lose weight. And also break the myth of stability first. Like we mentioned that like health is important, security is important, but waiting for absolutely financial or emotional security can become a trap. So it's important to build it as you go along and just do what you have to do. To do the things that you love to do. And we're here on earth to actually, God has given us this life to enjoy it. If we can enjoy it, like Hero Annie say, like healthy living is important. Like, because we tend to worry about things that we don't have control of over. So we worry too much. We do this, we do that. When things are not working, we worry. We want to know what's going to happen tomorrow. If we don't know the unknown, we get so frustrated. But I think we're not meant to know. That's why God is for. That's what God is for. That's his job to actually prepare for our tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's just enjoying life, and if it's that dating that you want, and just praying and going for it, taking action, making sure that you do whatever is necessary to go out there or find the man or woman of your dreams. Um, Not looking for the perfection. I've never really noticed the things that people do when they're looking for dating until Pastor Henry keep going on and on and on about it. When these people, he says the most annoying thing is when people they do this compatibility. It's like they have a list that they already have. Yeah, it's got to be perfect. There's got to be, like he says, if you are looking for a perfect guy, you see Pastor Henry, you think he's perfect. He's not. I'm sure his wife, because he screams. So I think he makes a point. Like, if you have find a woman who's driven, and you find a man who is driven, and both the mindset has to align. If everything is aligned, because some people have to take the eyes, the looks, the hands, how big the hands are. So some people do that to carry on, the hair, they take everything. So I'm thinking, my goodness, this is so depressing. So I think it's just life is fun. It's about having fun.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's about connecting with your heart
Yeah.
and connecting with the other person's heart.
Yeah.
It's not about the physical. There's more to it. It's like if you can look someone in the eye and really hold their gaze and be with them and see who they really are
Yeah.
and feel in their heart, you will know if that's the right person
Yeah.
because they will do the same with you. And there'll be a sort of a singing, there'll be something, I'm just getting a sense of when you really connect with heart to heart, there's a unity, there's a oneness.
Yeah.
Um, and sometimes it can be a bit, oh, what's that, because it's not anything you've ever known. So be prepared for the unexpected, and be prepared for your whole being to go, what's that? It's like, well, because it's huge. It's, real love is just so big, and intense, but it's like a unity. I remember connecting with somebody once, and it was out at the end of a course that I was on. I think it was a week-long residential, and we were going round and just giving people hugs, and she said to us, hug 5 people. Well, I'd already hugged 5 people, but it was just one person that I was just suddenly drawn to.
Yeah.
And we just hugged. And it was like, in that moment was like an explosion of energy.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it was like we were lost as one unit
In
in that
oneness.
moment, in
Yeah.
oneness. That's the phrase. And then it just stopped and we just went. And then afterwards it was like, what was that? You know,
What
what was
was that?
that? Because then when I saw him again, it was like, well, there was like this wall. It was different, really strange. It took me a long while to fully understand what it was. And it was just literally two hearts connecting in a moment. It doesn't mean he was the partner for me at all, because for a long while I was thinking, oh, is he the one, But it's just somebody that showed me what it's like when two hearts connect.
Yeah.
And that love and oneness is just like everywhere. It's amazing, amazing. So I'm really grateful for that moment of connection, because I know that's where I speak from that experience. And I will know what it's like. But it is just allowing yourself to connect and recognize when the barriers go up and go, oh, okay, what's happening here? And then do something about it. So, but I love what you were saying. God's job is to prepare for our tomorrow.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's got going on behind the scenes in answer to your prayers. What he's putting in place and what needs, shifting and moving. Your job is to work on yourself, do the inner work, be present, live your life so that it can all come together just quite naturally. Um, as Napoleon Hill says, don't wait. The time will never be just right. So, have it that this moment is right. If something has to be right. Um, there's another one. Your life isn't on hold. You are. Start living like the person you're waiting to become.
Yeah.
I love that. So who is it that you think you will be? What, how will you be? Or who are you becoming if what you're waiting for was to happen? Be that person right now. And I think that's something we said on Sunday evening, wasn't it? Be who it is you're waiting for. Become that person. So yeah, become that person. Take the steps. And the present moment is the only time where life exists. Don't waste it waiting for permission to live. And that's from Eckhart Tolle. So some wise words there. All you need to do is just recognize what's happening. How are you waiting? What are you waiting for? And then ask yourself, okay, so what can I be doing right now? What could I be doing that would help me grow, that would help me to stay? If that oneness, if that happened again, like I experienced before, so that I could actually be present and not suddenly, whoa, barriers go up. You can stay in the moment with that person that has arrived, that God has prepared and brought in your path. Because all the fears that you had about,
Yeah.
oh, what will happen, or how is it, or this, oh, can't deal with this, won't be there, because you have dealt with them and you can totally be with that person and feel that true heart to heart connection, that soul connection of oneness and wholeness, because you're whole already. They're not completing you. There's a connection that happens that feels, like there's a wholeness, a unity happening. So
Yeah, I
that's,
I always I like what you're saying, that just um accept what God has given you in that moment. I'm a person that realize that actually when we cloud our mind with worry, with thinking, we're blocking the blessings to come.
yeah,
So I don't cloud my mind with all this pain of worrying and sorrow. I know that the only thing that my father taught me, that whatever you go through in life, you just have to know that is not temporary. Always go for the things that you want. If it means be patient, be patient. But while you're doing something,
mm,
and not even caring about what people think. And I remember my dad, because I was raised my daddy on my dad with my dad by
mm,
my dad. And then my mom, she's like this one plans. My mom, she was this woman planning what the children are going to do, the next level of life and stuff. She'll be planning. So now, because my dad teaches you like life is not about worrying, and my stepdad teaches the same, and my mom, she worries. My mom tells you that you can do whatever you want, but when you decide to do it, she gets scared.
oh, yeah.
But then what I've realized because I was taught to actually go for what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I get insulted by people like for doing the things that I want to do. Like people like tell me that Nomsa, you're dreaming. Nomsa this. I'm like, no, I'm not. I've got to do things. I've got
Mm-hmm.
to be who I want to be. Like there is no I don't find that there's a right time for me to do things. All I know is God. Me, I wait. In my mind, I'm like, God, this is who I want to be. I will take action, but I will not take my mind off Him. I just have to stay focused on the things that I loved. I like to be this one day. Like you remember when I was telling Kamala said one day I'm gonna buy this island.
Oh,
She was
yes.
telling
Yeah.
us he lives here, and I was like, it's just a dream. But for me,
Mm,
I know it's not a dream. I know one day I'm gonna buy it.
mm,
So it's just those things, one of those things that I don't like. When I write something down, I know it's gonna happen. It might take a long time,
mm,
but I have patience for it, and I don't like lose myself with worry. And which is the people that I dated don't understand. We clash in that moment where they want me to worry. If I set goals for 5 years, I don't want to go and live in 5 years. I want to be happy. I want to do the things that I love, but knowing that my 5 years is coming. In my heart, I know
mm,
it's coming.
mm.
I know God is preparing it.
Yeah.
Really, really,
Mm,
truly, truly
yeah.
preparing. It was actually Lucifer who taught me this thing, because I'll be like, he'll be like torturing me, wanting me to believe that I'm not good enough. And this, so I was like, so this is what you do to people. You torture people to worry and worry and worry and worry. And I was like, you know what to worry? You're going to the bin. I'm not, honestly, he actually
Mm,
tortures people to end up getting the different route. People end up
mm,
getting route. I've watched my friends, they're like, I'm doing this now, Noms, I get excited.
mm,
And then a few months later, when I go back to them, they're no longer doing that. They gone back to who they were before, or
um,
they are completely doing something. I'm thinking,
mm,
what happened? I thought you were doing something beautiful. Oh, and that thing is not working. I'm like, so that's why he does. He
mm,
sees the glory where you're going, and
mhm.
then it makes you believe that you're not good enough. He makes you believe that that thing is not gonna work, and then he returns you back to square one. And he tried with me. I was like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I want my glory. I want this glory that God is giving me. That's what I want.
Mm, cool. So we're way
You know,
past
and it's
time.
quarter past two. We're talking. You
Yeah.
always come up with these beautiful topics.
Yeah. It's lovely. Cool. So I think I just like to leave people with, I can't remember now. There was something that is really just, oh, that's right. It was this quote by young Pueblo. Stop measuring your life by who walks beside you. Measure it by how fully you walk your own path. So live with or without a plus one, and enjoy the beauty of becoming someone you love being with, regardless of your relationship status. So what about you? What would you like to leave them with?
I love that, Carol. And for me, is for people to stop waiting for the stars to align, because the love that you're waiting for, the love, the insecurity, the clarity you think you need will often meet you after you move, not before. When you make a move, that's when you get clarity. So don't let fear stop you to become who you want to become. Perfect uh, Perfectionism, it doesn't exist in the real world. It exists in the dictionary. So the need for approval is not necessary as well. So if you need pause, you can pause, hit play button, begin that messy, and begin it now, like Carol Ann says, is happening now, not
Mm.
tomorrow, not any day. So it's really, really important to actually embrace who you're becoming. And some people always say, when I find a man, I'll have kids. When I have kids, I'll do this, I'll do that. Me, we do things with my children. When I'm studying, I study with my children.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do things with my children. Like if I have to
Mm.
do, if things get tough, if I'm studying, I say to my daughter, bring your book, I bring mine, you're studying, I'm studying. So let's get on with it.
Mm. Nice.
Yeah, so,
Nice.
because there is no right time, Ikero,
Mm.
and mostly for me, I don't have a family in the UK. My brother lives far in Kent. We don't live
Mm.
closer, so I've got good friends, so they help me with kids.
Mm.
That one I can't complain.
Mhm.
So I make sure that I have good friends. That one friends that is always there is enough for me,
Mhm.
and just get on with things and no complaining.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
And guys, if you're watching us from YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, be part of the family, and any part of social media, please do subscribe. We have two groups, Unique Billionaire Mindset and Gossip Talk Shows. Please join the groups and be part of the family. And go to the website www.hseia.coach. Um, Join. If you want to join for coaching, please do sign up. There's a different session to find love, is different section, and just go for it.
Mm. Go for
And
it.
yeah,
Okay.
God bless
God
everyone
bless.
and live with
See you again.
grace.